on.
You good?
Anyways. Yeah, call to order, that was great. Good time. Number one, review and approve minutes of October 14th, 2025.
Make a motion to review and approve minutes of October 14th, 2025.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? 4-0. Approve warrants, 108 through 115.
Make a motion to approve warrants 108 through 115.
The motion has been seconded. Any further questions, discussion? Yes.
Just a matter of reference for the public, warrant 108 was a payroll for $28,728.60. That included the fire department third quarter payout. Warrant 109 was an AP warrant for $4,072.29. Warrant 110 is a payroll warrant for $8,321.24. Warrant 111 is a sewer warrant for $3,592.46. And warrant 112 is the town warrant for $437,750.29. And that includes the Somerset County annual payment.
Any questions?
And you won't, as you, the first ones you do outside of the.
Oh,
Awesome.
on the outside, that's great. Okay, gotcha.
Any other questions or what?
No.
Okay, all in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0. Number 4, number 3, discuss with EMA and RSU 74 regarding establishment of a warming shelter. Discussion.
I don't have any questions. I don't know if folks have had a chance to look at this document that was dropped off yesterday. It is a result of a meeting that we held at Caravat Community School on Thursday between representatives from 74, North Anson Fire Department, Anson Fire Department, and Emergency Management, and Larry was there. So we went through it. We basically stole a document from Skowhegan and tweaked it to fit our school system in the town of Anson. So it will allow the town to use Caravat Community School as a shelter if needed be. We did put in a generator last 2 years ago now, so that there is on-demand electricity if the power goes out. So provides lights, heat. This document does indicate that there's a protocol to follow as far as if there's an emergency. I'm looking for Brenda to call me, and then it kicks it in. I've requested that Daryl be my contact person in the Upper Village, as it was shared at the last meeting here. Most of these emergencies that occur, the Upper Village and towns maybe a little bit north, it becomes an island. So having folks from the North Anson area to be the people to reach out to makes most sense. So I think if you'll find the flow chart of people that are going to be making decisions towards the back of the document.
Can we circle back to page 7, the cost for operation?
Yep.
And just to chat about that for a little bit.
Sure.
So you have propane used to power the generator and kitchen for cooking. How will that expense be derived at if we were to use it for a shelter? Is it gonna be like a daily rate that you can come up with for propane use?
So we would actually, Bob has a meter so that they know exactly, if the power goes out at 6:15 tonight, they know what our propane reading is, and the propane consumption would be, at the end of the emergency, would be read from whatever they say it is, and we're not gonna look to charge any more than what it would cost us to refill the tank.
But wouldn't you be using, aren't your generators gonna come on anyways?
Yes, but the generators are only gonna come on to run our kitchen and furnace. So we're talking that it's gonna take a lot more electricity to keep the lights going, hot water use, when people are in.
Can you get us a, break that down? Because it's not right that we pay it all. I mean, if you're gonna be using some anyways, then I have no problem with paying the extra, but I mean, if you're gonna be using it, then, when, in a normal shutdown, then, you know, we shouldn't be paying for that. I don't know, so, in my thought.
Okay? So it might be easier to just come up with a daily rate then. But I won't say that the town will necessarily, I would just want to pass on the district's costs to the town.
Right.
I think running that generator to keep the freezers running versus using the building with lights and whatnot is minimal. But I certainly, we just had an outage, what was it?
So,
2 weeks?
not last Saturday,
For 6 hours, so I could see what the consumption was for that period.
Okay.
And take a look at it, but from what I understand from the gentleman who installed the generator, it's when you start throwing in all the other things.
We would be sheltering people not only overnight, but during the day too, if there was no school in session, correct?
Correct, it would be,
You could use it
it would be an option, yes.
It would be an option.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then you go down to the electricity, if available for the daily operation of the facility. I'm assuming that if the emergency doesn't take out the power for the propane to kick in to pay that, then we would pay the electricity, but it wouldn't, it would be like an either or, but not both?
Correct,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but if you're not using the kitchen at all, you're not gonna be using any propane, right?
If there was,
Just-
if it was an emergency where the power was still in,
Yeah,
then you're not going to be using propane, correct?
correct.
Yep.
Okay. That makes sense. And then the same thing with the oil and pellets for heating, if we could get like a daily rate for that, I think that would be beneficial too.
Okay.
Just so we know, and that I think will help us to put together a budget
Yep.
for emergency management.
Okay.
And the other thing is the cost, the hourly rate for your staff.
So we did not list that because Chris started to put it in there, but it's like, I just settled a 3-year contract, but I mean, it's every 3 years generally that the wages change, so.
Maybe that can just.
So it could be an appendix maybe?
Yes, I was just gonna
So,
say.
Yep,
An appendix at the end of, roughly what that hourly rate might look like for the next 3 years.
sure, can do that.
So it would basically be what, your kitchen staff, and then maybe cleaning? Janitor?
Cleaning, from what I heard in the meeting, The kitchen probably would not be used,
Probably not.
only if it's an extended stay because, or if it's a very widespread issue, because my understanding, people volunteer and bring in the food, so it's really, you're not gonna be calling in cafeteria staff, you're more likely to be calling in janitorial staff to clean the bathrooms, sweep the area, so.
Is that something one of us could be taught and we could kind of eliminate that? Because I volunteer to clean up after everything.
Unfortunately, our insurance says no.
All right, I tried.
No, I mean, I get it.
And did you look up the insurance?
I did. I spoke with Karina Steves at Maine Municipal. I did email her the insurance requirements today. She said that's not uncommon when the town enters into an agreement with a school building to serve as an emergency shelter or for other purposes. She was gonna look it over and get back to me. And she did indicate that there would be no additional cost to the town to provide that rider.
That's good.
So I don't really see any issues with that, in being able to provide that to you. And we would want to incorporate that, I would think, as an addendum, so that you would have that insurance binder too, with the policy.
Tammy would require that I get it.
And the contact names and numbers, this isn't for, this is just for us
Correct,
first.
correct. We are not putting,
No, but what I'm asking is, do you need a list of people that are going to the,
I think we need to come up with a list for ourselves,
right,
who's gonna volunteer
Volunteer.
to like cook food or that type of thing, or like spend the night.
The trouble with that is, to get a list of names right now, who's gonna respond tomorrow night,
no,
is not realistic.
no, but we could
Already
have a list
have
to
one
pull
person that
from.
volunteered to cook.
But we could have a list to pull from.
Right.
And I think that's the goal, so
Yeah.
that you don't have to go to multiple.
Right. I have a list here and I say, I'm gonna go through the list with the numbers and yes, this one can come, no, this one can't. And,
actually, I would suggest this. You have a person who's going to be on that list to do the calling for you, because if it's a real emergency, I'm going to guess that you're going to be on the phone with other people
Yeah.
and not have time to see if
Yeah.
Jimmy's bringing in food tonight.
Yeah. Everybody's getting peanut butter and jelly.
And water.
And water. Okay.
And with that other plan.
Oh, and then
the other-
plus,
Well, the other, I just wanted to comment with the other plan that you gave us, it does talk about that person,
exactly,
somebody that beyond you.
right, we
under
can
you,
delegate,
will be taking care of this stuff.
right.
Yeah.
So we did pull a plan from another town
Mm-hmm.
for us, for here, for the town, that will correlate with this. But we haven't put it all together yet. We got a good outline on it, so. Would you like a copy of, like, or?
No, I'm just, my board is, I have an agenda item actually for next Wednesday, but I will pull that agenda item because I thought we had come to somewhat consensus as to
Yes, this
this
plan,
document.
This plan is,
this plan is legit. I mean, what we're working with.
this one.
The other EAP plan is for like Somerset County and the town to collaborate with. It has nothing to do with the school.
It could be a fire, like, it could be a forest fire. It just breaks everything in.
There's just some.
Right, but I mean, that really doesn't impact
No,
the
no, no.
decisions that I need to
No,
make,
this-
that's
no.
decisions that the
Correct.
town needs to make, okay?
Right.
So it really doesn't impact
Nope.
The
necessarily.
only reason I made the comment is because we were talking about that other person that
person
needs to be
that-
coordinating stuff, because she's gonna be busy.
Yeah.
And it does talk about that other person in the
Okay.
other plan, they have nothing to do with it.
Probably in a town EAP, we would incorporate this disaster emergency shelter plan
Correct.
by reference,
Right.
Correct.
to show that that is in full force and effect, so that they know that if we need the community school, these are the guidelines.
Yep.
I think that happened.
Okay.
And for the life of me, I was looking at your flow chart, trying to figure out if there was an emergency, that we might need a shelter, but that school would still be in session, and I can't come up with anything, so I don't think that is an issue either. I'm looking at your flow chart of command, so if we request that you open the shelter and it goes to you, and you say no, because the school is not available, I'm assuming it's because you haven't canceled the classes.
Correct,
Right. And I can't think of a situation where people would be leaving their homes to come to a shelter while school was still in session.
Boy, we've been close
You've been
in
close to
2023 when the rivers just came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
particularly along Route 16.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I
there
mean,
could
that's,
be a situation.
Anything is possible.
yeah.
Never.
So in that case, then, in our other plan, if the school isn't available, we need to have a plan B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was
I think it's in that probably.
Um, I think all of this looks good.
I'll get a list of names.
Say it again.
I'll get the list of names and phone numbers for
Okay.
for this page.
So maybe you can work on the rates
Yep.
and that section, and then I think, we'll be ready to review it and
And I am gonna put the cots, not this week, but, we got 20 cots, 10's gonna go to the north and 10's gonna come down here, so. We're splitting them.
And we have an on-demand generator here at the South Station, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we always on that.
Any other questions from you guys? Do you feel like you're, once we know the rates, ready to vote on it?
Yeah.
Sure.
So if you can get that information to me, we'll take a vote on it for the next meeting.
Which would be, just curious. I mean,
Well,
I'm gonna tell Chris tomorrow I need the numbers, but
Okay.
I'm just thinking I'm gonna pull from,
It is, however, in my department head report, and maybe we can discuss it now since we're doing it. 2 weeks is Veterans Day, Tuesday, November 11th, and that's a holiday. So I was gonna ask the board to move the meeting to either Monday, the 10th, or Wednesday, the 12th. And I had asked them to look at their calendars so that we could vote, so I'm not sure what day we'll meet, but it'll be one of those 2 days, I'm assuming. I don't think we'd want to skip the meeting. No. I'm sorry?
Either day
Either.
works for
Okay.
me.
Wednesday, Thursday.
so, just clarification. So we want a daily rate for,
Your staff.
well, staff, I mean, we'll attach the bargain agreement.
Yep. Right.
That is-
And
that-
Propane and electricity, so
That's it.
for daily.
mostly,
And the pellets.
In case we have that, the generator doesn't come on.
Well, if the generator doesn't come on, you don't have electricity. It won't matter how many pellets you got there. But, I mean, I guess I just won't, I don't want to give you the wrong information, so it's a daily rate.
The daily rate for items 1 through 3 under the cost for.
As a single number or,
Daily rate for item 1, and then another daily, so 3 daily rates. one for propane, one for electricity, and one for the oil pellets.
And staff.
The staff.
The staff is in
Separate.
the,
Separate.
oh, yeah, the staff is already in the
Yep.
department.
Okay.
You lose your power, the generator's gonna go on anyway, whether anybody's there or not.
But you're gonna haul off extra by using the more electricity,
Correct.
having people
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Correct, and that's what we're looking at.
It might be another type of emergency where the generator's not gonna be running,
Right.
so that's why.
Say
we're
that again,
asking.
Sharon.
Do you have pellets at the high school?
All buildings in the district have pellets
Have
in.
pellets? Didn't know that.
So, would you lean towards oil more than pellets if there was a disaster? Or if there was pellets, is it
I'm gonna use
automatic
pellets.
heating?
I'm gonna use, well, it's automatic. I mean,
Okay.
we use pellets because they're cheaper.
Oh,
But it also, they're finicky, so they need to be cleaned, they need to be cleaned on a regular basis, and if it's used, and it just happened to be that it was due for maintenance on Monday, but that's when the power went out, they may not work as well if it's Tuesday. So the oil will kick in.
My biggest concern is the propane. As far as the other two, I mean, it depends on the time of year,
True.
what it's all gonna cost, you know. Propane, the generators is the biggest item, as far as I'm concerned. The other things are, you know, not a big deal. Because it is a big deal, but it just depends on the season. You know, we can't be asking for a rate, you know, per season, so.
right, right.
uh,
And then, just as a suggestion, my thought is, if you have a bargaining agreement every 3 years, maybe every 3 years, we readjust the propane costs and, you know, the others too.
Well, certainly, this document should be, at least from my board recommendation, I'm gonna recommend that it be voted on every August board meeting.
Oh,
Because if personnel change, then they may not want to do it this way or that way.
okay.
So Mr. Smith brought up a point, so, I mean, again, let's go back to heating oil. I mean, you asked me for a daily rate, but,
Well, it's gonna depend on the season too.
Right.
The
So, not
the
if you-
generator doesn't really matter, I mean, it's gonna be using power,
Right.
no matter what.
so I'm going, but again, you said you didn't want to get into season, so if you're gonna ask me for a daily rate, if it's going to be,
Give us a daily rate, give us a daily rate.
okay. So I think I'll tell you the way Chris has done it, I think is gonna be best for the town. He's going to bill you for what you use, but if I give you a daily rate, and the power goes out in March, it could be 70 degrees. But my understanding, based upon what you're asking, you're gonna pay $300 for heating oil, which you probably are not gonna use. Does that make sense? I mean, I throw that back at you, Mr. Smith, I just want,
And the price of propane is not astronomical.
I think I'm a resident, Jimmy,
Give
right?
us both of them, give us both of them. I wanna know what the prices are. If you're gonna charge us per, or daily, or you're gonna charge us, what it might cost, I want both, so. Let's get a comparison number. I wanna know what it's gonna be. I'm not gonna leave it up in the air, either way.
Doesn't
We need
fuel
to have
fluctuate
a
in price though?
budget
Yes,
for
it
this,
does.
and
Thank you.
Like fuel fluctuates in price. I know that if I order fuel today, it's not gonna be the same next week if I order another 100 gallons. So I think if they're only asking you to
So
pay
Mark,
the difference,
this discussion's over. Mark, give us
Sorry.
the price both ways, please. Either give us a daily rate and give us what it would be if he's gonna charge us for what we use, please.
And you'll have to maybe estimate that, you know, and say, well, if the propane, do you track, like, if the power goes out, how many, I don't wanna say gallons, but I don't know how else to measure it, how many gallons of propane your building uses in like a 24-hour period?
I have not. As I said, Bob has a meter on it, so
Yeah.
Bob will know exactly how much.
Bob can give you that number.
So,
You just said you had 6 hours
but,
on the generator.
but again, that's without any other use.
I understand that.
That's
Well, but I'm
what
gonna tell you that if there are people in that building, then the consumption of propane, particularly propane, on that generator will increase significantly because of the draw.
Okay.
So it's gonna be, I mean, I will do my very best to get the numbers that you've asked for,
Thank you.
so.
And we can try it one way, and then at the next annual renewal, if we feel that it's not working, maybe that's the test. You give us a daily rate, and then you figure out what the actuals are, and then after a year, we decide, you know, is it advantageous or not?
Can I ask something? Could it be in the contract that it would be like the daily rate of whatever the going rate is for the particular fuel that's being used at that point in time, like a variable rate? So that way, there isn't concrete, we have to pay $3,000 in the middle of June for heating costs because we decided we do the daily rate versus what Mr. Campbell's saying is what it costs us will give you the bill. And if it's in the contract that, you know, whatever is used at that point in time, we reimburse that versus a concrete, and that way they're not getting shafted and the town's not getting shafted.
Yep.
Banks do it all the time, put variable rates on, you know, contracts everywhere with. I mean, I know it's a little more challenging.
I can do my very best based upon today's prices.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much for all your efforts. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Number 4, approve sewer commitment for 30 elevator and sewer maintenance.
So the third quarter of 2025 certificate of commitment is for $38,879.80. Sorry.
I make a motion that we approve the $38,879.80 for sewer, the third quarter billing for sewer.
Second.
So we have a motion, a second, any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? 4-0.
We do have sewer abatements. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. We have stumbled on a few more that were billed consumption and error. They have their own septic. And for whatever reason, Williams Farm was reactivated and received a bill for, it was basically the stub fee, and the town had that cemented in years back to the barn. So I would like to abate that for the second quarter and the third quarter. I missed it on the second quarter, but it came to light this quarter. Jean got it in. A little frustrated too that it's resurfacing, but I told her we'd take care of it.
How much is that?
It's the $65 per quarter, so that would be $130 abatement to them. All of the abatements add up to $483.88.
We have a motion on the abatements.
Okay, make a motion, abatement, sewer abatements, that we, go up the second and third quarter for the, farm, and, which is 130, which is included in the 483.88, which
The motion, second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0. Number 5, approve of a municipal quick claim deed for Catherine Cabral Savage.
She had her real estate taxes go into foreclosure on a prior year. She's worked diligently to get those liens taken care of, only to then have a sewer lien placed. And I told her that in addition to real estate, a lien is a lien, that she would need to pay off that sewer lien before we would deed her back the property via municipal quitclaim deed. She came in last Friday and paid that sewer lien and the balance on her real estate. So she is now good to go. So we would be through automatic foreclosure of liens dated June of '23, July of '24, August of '25, and a sewer lien dated May 22nd, '25. So she's now got those all paid up.
Motion to approve.
Make a motion to accept the quitclaim deed for Kathleen Savage.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0. Department heads.
They had Stevens is back up last Friday for pump station 1 because it was plugged again. So he's pricing out some grinder pumps that's supposed to grind everything and anything that gets in its way. And I told him to see if BC was worth anything as a trade-in, and he says the only way they would be is if there was another department that had that same type pump. So he's gonna get the price of new pumps and see what BC are worth, if they are worth anything. I just did it so we'd have an idea what it'd take to cost, because just for the septic truck, the holiday that they did it was $700, so I haven't got the bills from him yet, but just food for thought. The pump hours are all down though, so running nominal, but it's just neck of the woods. We graded some more roads, and we got down on Patterson Bridge Road, Clean Energy took in, I told them I wanted some surface over the top of that ledge they put in there back in one season when they was working on the posted roads and stuff. So they gave us, figured out what it was gonna be. They gave us a check for it. We got the gravel on it, so they paid for that. That didn't cost the town anything. Brush cutting out on the Pease Hill Road started last week. We finished it today. We're gonna start on the Horseback Road tomorrow. And we started picking up leaves this week. We'll do it again on Thursday, and then we'll do it again next week.
Good.
All the trucks are running on?
I'm just gonna say, all the headgear's on, all the bed chains oiled. They're ready. We're gonna start putting a sand pile up tomorrow in the dooryard, just in case.
And you're still looking for a part-time?
Still looking for a part-time, yep.
Any questions?
You were putting what up just in case, sand?
Yeah, the big pile's all up, but we put a mixed pile in the middle of the dooryard there
Yep.
when it starts getting bad weather.
Don't rush it.
According to the news, after the rain on Friday, it's supposed to drop down below 32 degrees. So beware, road may be sweat.
this new hot top road, it's gonna be slippery, oh yeah.
Those experienced drivers.
Thank you. Chief?
Hose testing was performed, this weekend. Far as I know, it went pretty well. I swung in on the tail end of it and they were finishing up. I believe we had 4 or 5 sections of the LVH, which is the large diameter hose. So we might have to pick up, some of that eventually here. Gotta go back and do some inventory, so what we have. Northeast came up to, pump test the trucks. Weather was not really cooperating, it was rainy and nasty and torrential downpours sometimes, and plus, low water levels around was making it inconvenient to pitch the trucks where we need to put them to do the pump testing, so they did some maintenance that we've been wanting to have done for the past 4 or 5 months. We had a foam line on the new truck that was leaking, so apparently they had fixed that. They did replace the air quick release on engine 83 at the North Station. That's up and working. They're gonna give me a later date to come back and do hose testing when the water levels come up a little bit. So finally got back to me on crack sealing the dooryard here at the North Station. They estimated a price of $985. I told them to go ahead and do it because it needs to be done. So Tyler from Fine Line is gonna put that in this project here in the next week or 2. Lucas Striping, I called him 2 weeks ago. He was supposed to have been up this week to come out and look at it. He called me back yesterday and quoted me a price of $500 to stripe the parking lot up there. He's gonna try to be up the tail end of this coming week. As far as I know, I just talked to Nancy. Cameras are up and running in the North Station. I gotta meet up with her and have the app installed on my device. It's gonna be going to her phone and her laptop in the office. Otherwise than that, firefighter Rick showed up and did the fire prevention yesterday. Heard good reviews. As far as I know, everything went without a hitch. Went pretty well. Carrie posted some pictures on our page. Looks like it was pretty interesting. So the day before that, Richard had called one of my firefighters and asked if he could turn the heat on in the new station. I said, yeah, go ahead. So we turned it on, and he went back the next morning to go check on everything. Because I asked him to hang around, kind of keep an eye on it when we first fired it up, which he did, no issues. So we went back the next day and walked in, and that whole side of that building, again, where we had that problem last year, a breaker had tripped and killed all those outlets on that north wall. We haven't had any problems with that all summer. I was pretty much going to shut the heat off until they turned the heat back on. So I called Lance Arsenault. He's going to come and try to run some diagnostics to see if there's a weak outlet, a weak GFI, where that's drawing something in that utility room with the power on to see if something's taken off. Last time, I think last winter, we blamed it on because the snow was piling up on that side. Water probably got in the outlets, but there's no snow on that side of that wall right now, so he's gonna try to figure out what's going on. Otherwise than that, that's all I got down to report.
This is sort of fire department related. For the Christmas tree, the trees that need to come down and the work that needs to be done up there, I'm just asking what to do with the trees. I don't want to get, I've been told to cut them, but I want to find out what I'm supposed to do with them. I don't want to get accused of taking them, but I really don't want to leave a mess over there when we do it. So I need to know from you guys what you would like me to do with them. I will not cut it into stove-length wood for anybody. We're just gonna take them down. You tell me where to put them or what to do with them, and that's what'll happen.
Put it in the parking lot, free for the taking, they'll be gone overnight.
Yeah, that's too much work for somebody.
You have a place to put them.
I
Can you
do,
get rid of them?
what's that?
Can you get rid of them?
I can get rid of them. I have a burn pile out back, brush pile, and whatever makes firewood. I cut it 10-foot wood for my stove, and, but I don't wanna get accused of taking it.
No, just, you got that. So,
He's gotten it.
go ahead.
What's that?
Just
You're
get rid of
cutting
it. Just take it, do what you need to do to get rid of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's, all right.
Yeah.
I just wanna make it clear,
Yeah.
I don't wanna be accused of nothing.
If you
I
have
don't
a
take
meeting,
anything.
invite us, you know, you're gonna cook hot dogs, invite us.
The store will do that.
Okay, no, just get rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
When are you gonna do that?
I don't know, when I have a spare minute.
Yeah, I never do.
When I have a couple hours, we'll drop a machine off and do it. I don't know when. It'll be before Thanksgiving,
Okay, no.
so we can put the tree up. Because I have the base, Mattingly's already made the base to put the tree in.
We wait for a public session. Question.
Oh, it's not a question. Well, it was sort of, but it has to do with her statement that she had made. Do I still wait for public
Go ahead.
session?
Go ahead.
It was, I couldn't hear what you talked about striping the parking lot, did you?
Yeah,
Okay, well, I couldn't really hear you. Did you get a price yet
500.
for striping it? If we buy our own paint, we can use Jenny Rollins from Solon Fire. They have a striping machine, I guess. She talked to Lily about it while they were here for fire prevention. So that could save, I don't know how much paint is, but that could save paint too.
Can I make a suggestion? That we let them do it for $500, making straight
Is that
lines?
including inside too?
That's not doing inside the building for the guidelines for the trucks.
Okay, so maybe we do that
Okay.
separate.
And isn't just regular paint. So
No, it's like a reflective.
It's a traffic paint.
Okay, but that was just for outside though?
Yes.
So maybe inside we could utilize that if he
Yeah,
doesn't add on that?
Yeah.
Okay,
No problem with that.
that's it, I'm done.
Okay.
I have one thing though on your report.
Okay.
Everybody's chiming in.
I know,
tonight.
yeah, I got it.
I don't know yet, but Chuck did want me, from Senator Collins' office to connect with him about Friday. He thought because it was a Friday, that Senator Collins may want to come up to the open house. So he asked me to reach out to him this week, and I didn't get a chance to today, but
Okay.
I will before I go home tonight. And then I'll let you know
Yeah.
in advance, so
And I'll
if you
revamp.
want to do a ribbon cutting or.
Right, and I'll revamp on that, I didn't mention it, we had a representative from Senator Collins come up, do a walkthrough in the building, they wanted a kind of story to report back to her how the progress went, the ups and downs, and the roller coaster ride. He thought it was quite comical on some of the things that we run into, and was quite discouraged, some of the things we ran into, and how we got past them, and still managed to come out with a pretty decent building, so. And that's when he mentioned that possibly it being on a Friday, Senator Susan Collins could come up and do a walkthrough and peek, see. I don't know if she'd be in costume or not, but.
the thought ran through my mind there. So I don't say anything. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Should get it taken up.
Just look what being recorded.
Oh, it's not, that's all I had. Any other questions?
Anything else, Richie? Thank you. Nancy?
So we've already rescheduled our meeting, but I'd like to discuss that week of November 10th. A couple more things. Oh, no, actually, one more thing. Friday of that week is the 1-year anniversary of Jenny's death. She passed away last November 14th. I have been told by one staff member that they will not be here that day. And another staff member kind of indicated that they don't know how they'll feel that day. Because we have a holiday already that week, Veterans Day, I wanted to ask you your thoughts about maybe opening to the public on Thursday And then on Friday, being closed to the public, and those that do want to work can, and those that don't can take a personal day off.
You just let me know.
Just, I'm asking if I have permission to flip those 2 days for that week, out of respect for those that are very close to it.
Yes.
So we're done?
Perfect. And then, regarding the office, I should also mention that, Thursday of this week is the last day to vote by absentee ballot. So I spoke with Kim today, our town clerk, and, we, have posted on the website that we're going to be open from 8 to 4 on Thursday, October 30th, for absentee voting purposes only. So anyone that wants to vote can come in and cast their ballot, but we won't be offering any other municipal services. And I think we'll be cleaning this room Thursday to prepare for setting up polls. There's no evening meetings, no ambulance or any other meetings later this week, correct? I mean, not Thursday, yeah, Thursday this week, okay. So, get that out of the way. I had attended last week MMA, Maine Municipal Association. They have started this lunch and learn, and it's a 1-hour segment where you can eat at your desk and listen to a presentation, and there is a chat room so that you can ask questions. The one that I chose to sit in on was empowering Maine's municipal workforce through education and training. They had a gentleman from the Maine Community College, his name was Charles Collins. They received a grant from the Harold Alphon Center for Advancement of Maine's Workforces, and it's a $163 million grant. So what they wanted to do is any municipality that is a member of MMA and wants to take any classes at the community college level, and I've been told that anyone looking to get like their CDL license or certification, it would qualify. This program will match the cost of the class 50-50. So whether the town pays 50 and the college pays the other 50, or if the employee pays 50, it depends on what the enrichment program is. Similarly, UMA has also partnered with MMA, and they are offering a tuition discount for any MMA members who wants to take a class at the college or enroll in a program, and that is a 20% off the regular tuition. That if you just say that you're a member of the Maine Municipal Association, then they would qualify for that discount. So I thought that that was a great lunch and learn. I thought it was a great opportunity for any of the town's employees or departments or committees or boards to take advantage of. One thing that I didn't mention with the community college is they will match up to $1,200 per year per employee. So it's a great incentive. And through like MMA, they do offer like a grant writing course. They have accounting courses. There's a bunch of different, probably website building, those sorts of things. So it wouldn't just be towards administration. I think, there may be some other things that different departments might be interested in. So I wanted to mention that if we want to participate at the community college program, we have to join the group, and they're supposed to provide a link for us, and there is no cost to join that group. And It would also include pre-hires, incumbent workers, and any scholarships.
Wow.
I found that to be very interesting and worthwhile to forward to you guys. I have a couple of updates on some lawsuits. We received a suit about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks, regarding a mirror incident with a forestry truck. And MMA last week on October 23rd sent the attorney, it's Clerk in Sinclair in Moffhouse out of Richardson, Texas. The claimant was a Joshua Boneson. That the Maine Municipal Association Property and Casualty Pool provides liability coverage to the town. We're in receipt of a claim for damages to your insured's rearview mirror that occurred on December 18, 2023. Our investigation indicates that there's no liability on behalf of the town of Anson. One must breach a duty owed to be legally responsible for another's damages. The mere happening of an accident or the occurrence of damage is not evidence of negligence. So we do not feel the town of Anson is greater than 50% at fault for your damages. We therefore decline payment of your claim. So that has been dismissed. And then I did hear from MMA regarding the Vials case, and they wanted me to know that the collection of the restitution has been turned over to the Attorney General's office. And she gave me the name of a contact at the AG's office to reach out to. I was saddened to hear of Glenn Vials passing. In light of that, I did reach out to the town attorney to let them know and wondered if that would impact the town's position. And he said that it could. I know that TME had some litigation drafted before she had passed, and we haven't moved forward with any of that. So at this point, we need to find any grandchildren of Glenn's that might have an ownership interest in the properties that we also have 50% interest in. And that may change that litigation for some taxes that have been, some suits that have been brought by the federal government in the state of Maine. And then I had also asked the MMA attorney, James Montalone, about the invoice for services rendered in 2024 that we received in, I think I got it in like late May, early June, just before I came on board as the AA, and asked him to take a look at that. It was a high invoice and very concerning considering there really wasn't much to show for that. He did provide me with that litigation that they were working on. But he also, when we were talking about Mr. Vials passing, he did say that he looked at that invoice and that there was some attorney training time, and I did see where another attorney had listed their hours. They should not have been billed and included in that original invoice, so they're going to apply a credit of $8,250, bringing our new balance down to $9,781. I think I can, well, I'll charge it against my legal fees and my administration budget, but with the legal fees that we've already paid for the Eagle Creek case, and then one other, the coal matter, It's probably gonna put me over, I know I think I'm close, if not over budget in my legal line. But I think that, that, excuse me, is now fair to pay that invoice. And I guess I'm looking for your permission to go ahead and take care of that. MMA had sent it on to another individual, Bernstein Sure had sent that invoice on to another individual for collections because it is, we're late.
It was for 9,000.
Yes, $9,781, which is better than $18,071.
We need a motion.
If you want to, that's fine, I think so. Where it happened before I came on board.
I make a motion that we go ahead and pay the $9,781 to the Bernstein Shore, right?
Motion, no second. Any other discussion?
Who wants to second?
Larry.
Thank you.
All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Somerset County issued a letter indicating that on Wednesday, November 19th at 5 p.m., they're going to hold a caucus at the county courthouse for the purpose of appointing a candidate to fill the District 2 Commissioner vacancy. There's 2 individuals that have come forward and have expressed interest. One is Janet White, a select board member of New Portland, and then Paul Frederick, a former Stark select board member. The current select board members who seek nomination understand that if appointed, they must resign from the select board. The town of Anson has been invited to participate. Municipal officers may attend the caucus with their own towns. And we could submit a candidate as well, but once nominations cease, a roll call of towns will be taken, and the roll call is 1 vote per town. So if someone from Anson wants to attend that caucus, you would have a say on either another nominee the night of the meeting, or on Janet White and Paul Frederick, who are currently the 2 nominees.
Who was that?
Wednesday, November 19th at 5 p.m. at the courthouse, 41 Court Street, Scottsdale. I can scan this letter and email it if anyone is interested. Tim Curtis also emailed me today at 9:30 this morning, saying that he's been keeping tabs on the real estate property tax relief task force hearings in Augusta. I guess the legislature is discussing it. There was a link to see what is current, what they're proposing, issues in tax reform. I haven't read it. But anyway, he is expressing that these links are for members of the public to send their thoughts or ideas on property taxes and potential solutions. And so I would like to put that on the town's website and share that link with Anson residents. So if they're interested in commenting, they absolutely may do so. I didn't see any deadlines on this, so I will get that shared. Just wanted to let you folks know about that. And then there's more information too, that people, if they're interested and want to see what's been talked about up to date, they can look at past meeting agendas and materials, as well as there's linked to archived video recordings of the meetings. so people can listen to the meetings too, and then pose their thoughts and suggestions. I had a Teams meeting today with Ron Smith, the owner of RHR Smith, the audit firm that the town has retained to do our audit, and Bernice Boyce was on that call. She is the CPA that has been assigned to Anson. I was very concerned because I hadn't heard anything since like April, other than on our fixed assets. So I had reached out and come to find out they kind of put us on the back burner. I don't know why they put us on the back burner, but now they put us on the front burner again. And we scheduled Bernice to come here and work with me for Thursday, November 20th and Friday, November 21st. Bernice did say that if I know that there need to be journal entries or if there's something that still hasn't been corrected in the 2024 data, that I'm okay to make those changes, and she'll reach out and grab new reports before she starts to work on it. And I think she's gonna start working on it Monday the 17th. But we've been assured that we'll have our audit by the end of the year. I did ask about 2025. We got the letter, the engagement letter for services, and I wanted to schedule them to come do their field work in January. But they said that because we haven't completed our 24 audit, that is mandatory before scheduling the 25. So I just wanted to let you know that our 25 audit will not be done in time for our town report. We will have our 24 audit, but not the 25. I think as we make the corrections that the auditor is suggesting, maybe change our chart of accounts and the way that we account for the various funds, whether it's different specialty funds in the town or the FEMA and HUD funds, that it will get easier and we will be back on track. But I didn't want to give you any false hope that we will be seeing the 25 audit as well as the 24 in the town report, because that's not going to happen. I have talked with Kayla Starr, who is a selectman in Emden, regarding this new rec program and our youth sports rec director. We've agreed to hold a meeting to try to organize a little bit and create some bylaws and determine who's going to oversee the financials and the expenses for the sports program. We're having a meeting. I've notified everybody. Solon is going to be there. We'll have Emden. I'll be there from Anson. And I included Angela Hawkins too, as well as Melody Rich. That meeting is going to be November 7th. I did get an email today from Danny Mooreshead. He's the rec director for Madison. He was concerned. He had spoken with Melody Rich regarding the co-op for football, cheering, and wrestling. In the past, under Tammy's direction, Anson and Madison split the cost and Danny ran it, but Anson children were invited to attend those particular sports, and we would pay our proportionate 50% of the cost. I assured him that we would continue with that for this year. He said since Tammy was in the office, Anson had agreed to pay half of the finances for these co-op sports, we submitted an invoice along with all the receipts. This is how we have budgeted for our town. We are hoping that this is still the case. This fall, we had registrations from Anson for both football and cheering. This winter, we will have registrations for wrestling. Is Anson still providing the financial contributions for these activities? He's gonna come to the office tomorrow morning at 9. I'm gonna meet with him to talk about this a little bit more. But if this is something that the town has been doing for the past several years, I don't see why we would change that. And in good faith, since they've already taken Anson registrations and participated, I feel like we're obligated. But I also want to talk with him about maybe running our summer rec program next year, because Angela was kind enough to give me advance notice that she won't be able to handle it, at least for that year. She's getting married and, or has another commitment. And so therefore she won't be able to do it. So he's gonna meet with me tomorrow, and we'll talk about that. And he might be able to give me some suggestions too on this tri-town bylaws that we're trying to put together. So I thought I'd pick his brain on that front as well. Matt Rice has been continuing to service the town, getting our emails up. He is he was, I think, at the fire station today working. We do now have emails for code enforcement as well as assessing, and I think it's codes@ansonmaine.gov for Jeff Drew, and I think it's assessor @ansonmaine.gov for Roger. Roger would like to have a desk. We have one in the garage, and I'll put it over here and set that up with a phone and a docking station for him to be able to work at. And people will have an Anson email for assessing, and I believe Matt said that he's done an automatic forward, so it'll go to both Jeff and Roger's primary email address account. So if it's something time sensitive and Roger was just here, but he worked yesterday, so we won't see him for another 4 weeks. It's the last Monday of the month. But if something comes in and they email him at his Anson email, he'll get it on his other one. So I did reach out to Spectrum. For the TV purposes, I thought that they knew we wanted one free TV at each of the 3 locations, but they haven't ordered the equipment, they haven't gone through the protocols, so here we are, kind of back at square one now that the phones are done. Now we get to work on TV. We've started that process to be able to get the weather and whatnot. For both Public Works, the South Station, and the town office. And with that, that is all I had to report.
Any questions?
Yeah, but the cameras already done the South Station?
What's that?
Not yet.
Cameras.
I mean, they're functional, but we can't access it, and that's probably something I gotta take up with you, Nancy, because getting the passwords from Computer Improvements, I don't know if they gave you yours, so I think I need someone from the town to contact them about getting the passwords.
I don't know.
Thank you.
All right, so you'll connect with me on that now.
What's up?
Yeah, okay.
Selectmen concerns? Selectmen concerns. Public session.
I got a question about the cameras. Are they is there a hard drive somewhere that them go to that is there that can't be altered?
Yes.
Not just the cell phone and the computer or whatever?
Yeah, there's a storage device at Highway and at South Station. I don't know what they have at North Station. I haven't seen that. As far as I know, I didn't install them, I didn't spec them. But if it works like other camera systems, it's immutable storage. You can't erase the storage on there. You could, destroy the device and,
I get that. I've been misled in this town before, so I just am trying to make sure that everything is hard drive that can't be altered in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
Do you know, Nancy, you were there today getting the password for your personal cell phone app on it. Is there a hard drive for the North
Yes.
Station?
There is, and it doesn't have a monitor.
But it can be viewed if the public or something happens and they want to come in and ask
Yes,
somebody to view it.
right. I will have access. He's gonna send me the link to put it on my laptop. I do have it, we set it up on my phone for now. And then once I have it on the laptop, then as the administrator, I can give other people rights to view it, but not edit it or
Good.
anything like that. And he kind of walked me through how to do that, so that once I have that, I'll reach out to you, Stacy, and then we'll get it set up on your phone, so that, if there's an issue, you can break it up, and we'll show you how that works. But yes, there is a hard drive. It looks like it's in a cabinet. I don't know if it locks. And to view it, you could actually view it at the station if you wanted. We would just need to purchase a monitor. We need a display.
There's a monitor at the station already.
I do wonder though, you're gonna move that box that's at the South Station, right? Because the location of it was pretty bad.
I talked to Jerry about that today, and,
Yeah.
again, we kind of got to start with computer improvements and get the
And get the
information.
password.
Yeah, to access it, but it looks like we can either remount that or move
That was
it.
one of my first things I wanted to do a few months ago. I looked at doing.
Yeah.
I said, Jeremy or other tall people keep whacking their head on the corner of it, so.
Yeah. You need the password for both fire and public works? Okay, so I'll just reach out to them
Thank you.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Nancy, how long has that been up and running at the North?
I think that has been running now for almost a week.
How come there's no signage?
What do you mean?
Oh, I got yelled at
Yeah,
in my
of course.
executive session. There's nothing notifying the public of any security whatsoever in and around that building. Nothing.
We have to post it on the doors if there's a security camera.
All right.
Yep.
Well, they're working, so now is the time to get that on. But yes, I think I can, I'm trying to remember what day, he was showing me that we could go back and look at a prior day. We were looking at today's when I was in there earlier, but I think there was one day last week that he was there.
I know he took a couple days because he was updating his stuff because the internet's so fast there. He was taking the time to update his apps on his computer
Yeah.
while he was downloading all the stuff into the computers. And he wanted them to run for a little while to make sure there's no glitches, make sure they're all pointed right.
Well, they're running, they need signage on the doors.
Right. There was one he was concerned about, it was over by the bathroom. He didn't want the camera kind of shooting in the bathroom, and somebody was going into the bathroom, through the bathroom, so, he was trying to make sure that all the angles were right and all that good stuff.
So you need some signs.
He did suggest, and I didn't think to tell you, Stacy, that the North Station should have a cell phone booster in it. he said the reception inside the building is awful.
Everybody from the north, we use the Wi-Fi
Oh,
calling.
oh, okay, all right. He just suggested that, I said, okay, I'll pass it along.
Saves us money for not having to buy one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just so you know.
Yeah, okay.
Joe?
Does the town have a job description for the EMA director job?
Good question.
Wireless.
I do have, when we got this, plan, the EAP from another town, I wanted to see if we had anything on file, and the only thing that I found was emergency management ordinance, which basically defines as a definition on the emergency management director and the appointment term and blah, blah, blah. But it does say the duties of the director shall be, it's not really a job description, but it's the closest thing that I could find.
Maybe she's looking to getting something that is a job description as to what needs to be done and what.
We should reach out, same place that they're on.
I just have a question, for this weekend, Friday, our open house. How much do you suggest I get for coffee and donuts for the open house?
Well, with the weather being like it's going to be.
But with also Halloween coming and the parents bringing the kids at the same time, I don't know, are they gonna grab it and not even look at the building, or how is that? I don't know what to do, and where, I don't know, but I gotta order it like tomorrow.
Yeah, I would do like 2 boxes of coffee.
Regular?
A box of Joe's.
Yeah, regular though, or?
Yeah, I would.
I don't
Get too much in the choices, but, and I would do like probably, 4 or 5 dozen donuts.
Okay, now,
sorted.
I pay for this and I submit it to you and the town will pay
I'll reimburse it out of our, meal line.
the fire department's meal line? Okay. Okay, I'm done.
You got another idea?
I have a question about the security cameras. You said that you had an app on your phone. Is that your personal phone, or is that a phone that the town actually owns?
It is my personal phone, and I have it on there temporarily until I get it.
Now, when you pass that on to Stacy, is that gonna go on her personal phone? Because I'm worried about security, I don't care who has the app or whatever. I'm worried about security breaches and things like that. If your phone doesn't have a good security system, somebody can hack into it.
I personally am gonna have a laptop in my office, and it's gonna be on that laptop. I don't want it on my phone.
It's just something to consider, you know, if it's gonna be on people's personal phones, that their security should be right up there.
Or if the phone is lost or so
Right,
stolen.
somebody could.
Good iPhone,
I have an iPhone.
there's security.
But it is, it's password
They
protected,
make jokes about everything.
but it is just a temporary measure at this point until I can get it on my laptop. Speaking of security, I did want to talk during the public session as well. It has been brought to my attention, and I've actually gotten a couple of complaints on the town warrants going on the Anson Community Matters page. When the request came to me, I think it was in writing, and then there was a verbal to have the warrant, for me to read what we're spending and to disclose that, because I get it, there is mistrust or people, there's a lack of trust between the community and the town. And I'm trying desperately to rebuild that communication. And this information is definitely public knowledge. If someone wants to FOIA it, they're certainly welcome to it. If anybody in this room wants to look at it, I have no problem. It is public information. But I do get really nervous when I see it on the internet. That goes to more than just Anson. It's right out there. And with hackers and security, you know, if we accidentally put an account number on there of our account, we don't know what could happen. And I think by taking that additional step to actually put it on social media is going against the grain of me trying to work on bringing the community together. You know, it could, you see question mark, question mark, question mark, or why did they spend money on decorations and blah, blah, blah. If anybody wants that information, I prefer that they come to me and not put it out there to start stirring the pot to get people riled up, because I really don't want that. And I try really hard to protect our computer system and our municipal software, but with that information out there, I'm afraid that you get the right hacker, and they might potentially be able to hack into our system. And if they see a warrant and say, oh, wow, they paid $400,000, I wonder what the town's got in their checking account and how we can get it. You know, we do pay some big bills, and it really makes me nervous when I see it. And out of respect for the town and trying to work together, I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't. Maybe just say the warrant is available if anybody's interested. Contact the town office.
That sounds good.
Our page, if you go through it, you'll see that there's very little back and forth, back and forth. There are some people that get testy and whatever, and I know that the page it's not looked at every single day, but it is maintained regularly, and if there's anything that is against the rules, they are gone, or they are deleted and warned and whatnot. That is a very strict thing. As far as the paperwork goes, I understand where you're coming from, and that can be removed, that's not a problem. However, with that, if it is public knowledge, then by not putting it out there, yes, I can, and I will do that, or have that done. As far as, you know, saying if you want to see the warrants, you know, contact Nancy. I just feel like that's another part of the transparency that people can actually see.
Or they could come to the meeting and
True,
look at it.
but this is why that
page.
This is why that page was, because there was a lot of people that had stated they can't come to these meetings for whatever reason. They're working, they got children, they got whatever. And so that's why this page was developed. It isn't to bash anyone, and if you look on there, you will not see anyone's names that's been bashed. If somebody has, they are removed. It is, you know, you guys can go on there and have conversations with, you know, community members and tell them what you want to tell them and have that conversation. That's it. That page is not for, it is for transparency, what the board is doing and how you have worked really diligently. And I've recognized it, and all of us have recognized how hard you are working at getting the transparency so that we do know what's going on now. You know, we'll probably have a lot of disagreement over the years, because we all do on, especially when it comes to high dollars. But, you know, I appreciate the efforts that all of you are doing, and I want the townspeople to be able to see, like, when the videos come out, we put the video on so they can watch it at home and see what's going on. So, I mean, it isn't to try to stump anybody or create drama or create problems. That is not that page. that might be somebody else's page, but that's not this page.
I know it is a good medium for getting the information out there between the local government and its citizenry. And in fact, it was Monday, Carrie had come into the town office, last Friday, Carrie had come into the town office, Maddie was out sick. I didn't have the agenda on the website, so she was kind enough to put it on.
Right.
So, I do think that it is a way to get information out to the inhabitants of the town, and I do appreciate that, but our financials, I do have.
We can take that.
Can I give a thought? And I don't know whether it's possible, I don't know anything about Facebook, but instead of putting out the warrant, can you put out we have the warrant, I have the warrant?
Yeah.
If you want it, I will give you a personal message, or whatever it's called. You know,
That's
so it's
I'll
more,
definitely
so that it's
give
more
them
private,
warrants.
instead of just
Yes.
giving it out to the public, give it to the person that wants it.
A lot of the people in this town, I do not know
Oh, okay.
personally, so I can't, the people on
Okay, okay.
here,
you're-
if you
you're
were,
right, like I said,
however, if somebody were to reach out, I can, Carrie can,
Okay.
somebody can, let them know to talk to Nancy or
Okay.
Carrie. Yeah, they me.
Good.
I don't do that. But yeah, we can take that down, that's not a problem.
Thank you.
So,
I got one more thing. A generator for the North Station, has there been any further research?
Right now, there's no grants or nothing up there, that's,
Yeah, but I think a couple meetings ago, we discussed that, how much money do we have left in the fire department that,
we might be able to afford something at the tail end.
I mean, I know the numbers you gave me 4 weeks ago approximately where we were at. I know.
Yeah, nothing's changed much since then. When it's gonna change is after this coming week, after all the post testing, those bills go out, and plus whatever Northeast has done, so I have no idea what those bills are yet. I haven't got those yet from
And
them.
we were at 168,000 back along, and I know how this operates, and that's a substantial amount of money. That's as much as an annual budget for the fire department was.
so when will you have those numbers?
I didn't get them from Nancy tonight, I know she usually prints it off, and I didn't see it in my box, I totally forgot all about
Yeah,
it.
we discussed that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and I just curious,
Yeah,
because the end of the year is gonna come quick.
it is, yeah.
And then, if we have something in the works, then if the money's there, I understand we don't wanna spend it if we don't have it.
Right,
So,
But if it's there, let's use it.
well, that's,
Yeah,
that's pretty important to have backup power there.
it is.
The only grant that I know of currently is through Somerset County, and that is a matching grant up to 15,000. And the deadline to submit for that one is November 7th. I'll be putting in a grant, I'm gonna draft one for Artie, for highway to remove the railroad ties from the road.
So is that something you can do for the generator also?
We could apply for multiple,
When would you know?
I mean, 15,000 is 15,000, so I mean,
Yeah, match it, they can match what they need to match.
right.
So when would you know whether you got it, you know?
the deadline's the 7th, and then I'm sure the commissioners, maybe 30 days after that. I'm not really sure.
Because, like you just said,
And I would want to talk to Tim to see if we could put in multiple grants
Yeah.
for the town.
something to do.
I said, that's usually one of the other stigmas is, sometimes they don't let you do multiple from two departments in the same town, so.
Anything else?
And I'm gonna see Lance Arsenal, I can see if he's still go good for that generator quote, I'll have him do another one.
Gary?
Have you guys figured out what the next year's price for our code enforcement officer is going to be for the next following year after the first initial year where they claimed that they'd only take what was remaining?
All I
And his
know
payroll.
is, we have signed a contract to go through all of 2026 and.
At the set price that he was already?
Yes.
Okay.
So all of next year.
After, right, all of next year.
Okay.
So I would assume in October of next year, we would sit down with Katie Cog and have a conversation to see what the assessment is at that time and what they're thinking and hopefully negotiate.
Okay, so this October of 26 then, basically, when you, okay.
Yep.
By any, do you know what it is off the top of your head, what we were paying him? Was it 14 or around 14,000?
I thought it was 17.
Okay, I had 14 stuck in my head, I don't know,
I
but,
don't know, and I have 17 stuck in my head. It's
okay.
I think it was 17, I think it was 17, because I remember hearing you say 17.
Yeah.
Sounds right to me.
I do.
I can look that up, though, I don't know that answer off the top of my head.
I just didn't know if maybe, if it goes up like a crazy amount or not, but, all right, so that's all I was wondering if you knew.
17,700.
Okay. Thank you, Brenda.
That's it.
17,700.
Yep.
What's that? Number 9.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Aye.
7:31.